I've been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What? The breeze from the past will assist your irregular breathing. Handle got your ankle in your knee in a disagreement. Now your balance taking off for bereavement. They wanna know what I be cooking up, cause then they think we be even. But I know, look, this, so I never seen it now. Gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What? My team is the strongest and we crush the competitors. Game over!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fast Break. It's HBCU game day and spring football. You know how we like to switch gears around here. We had a game that just appeared out of nowhere. South Carolina State lost their game against Howard. Alabama A&M lost their game against Mississippi Valley State, so they made a quick phone call, signed the contract, got it done. Alabama A&M made the trip to Orangeburg, South Carolina. Our Wally Pitt was there. He joins the conversation now. Wally, a pickup football game, man. People are starting to, you know, I'm not Dr. Fauci. I'm not going to try to play that role, but ease the regulations a little bit. We're getting fans in the stands, a little bit of environment. What was it like down in Orangeburg?
Man, for the Pick Up Me X SWAC Classic, as I'm going to call it, man. It was actually fun, man. It was just great to be out here. The band was here. There was a little section of Deltas that was turning up. And, man, same as we talked about last week, it just really felt like the real thing, and it was good to be back. As for the game, man, it was like that. Coming into it, I was thinking it's like that Spider-Man meme where, you know, you got Spider-Man pointing at himself. Really, these are kind of the mirror images of each other in the MEAC and the SWAC. And, of course, both their names are Bulldogs, so that makes it even double the fact. But, man, it was a good game. It started off real slow. I don't think I've ever seen more turnovers in the first half. If you love defense, the first half of this one is going to be right up your alley. But then, yeah, second half, Akil Glass kind of shook off the rust. It was great to see him work. And, man, it was just a fun game, a fun time. And, man, those AAMU Bulldogs, they turned up for us, as, you know, people love to do at HBCU game day.
Spring football is here, and the MEAC SWAC Battle of the Bulldogs was off the chain like a pit bull named King. South Carolina State told Alabama A&M, go ahead and pull up to the doghouse so we can get active. Both schools had a scheduling conflict to fill, and once they signed on the dotted line, we realized this was about to be a show-nuff ball game. South Carolina State looking like the big dogs of the MEAC now that A&T is off to the Big South, and if you ain't know, they breed ball players down here in Orangeburg, bruh. And Darius Leonard and Alex Taylor were on the sideline to remind you they got NFL stripes around here. But Akil Glass is looking like a pro prospect in his own right, too. And he and the Bama Bulldogs are big stepping in the spring, looking to take their thing to the next level and get up in that SWAC championship game. The Deltas had the student section going up like they lost grip on a balloon, and the Marching 101 said, pandemic or not, y'all gonna get this fun. And I, for one, was just feeling blessed to be on the sidelines for some HBCU football. A&M on the move. Akil Glass making some nice throws to get his squad in the red zone. But then it's Jacoby Durant off the tip drill, and yeah, let me get that up off you, playboy. Durant gets the red zone INT, and he was just getting his day started. Jacoby back with another one. Yeah, let's make that 2 picks for the redshirt junior from Lamar, South Carolina. Then it's Shaq Davis with the acrobatic catch, but he might not even remember it after, oh my goodness. Number 29, Kendall Moultrie lights him up like the tree at Rockefeller Center. The Bama Bulldogs recover the fumble and get back to trying to put some points on the board. Akil Glass finds Gary Qualls on the screen for 38 yards, Alabama A&M back in the red zone. Now let's put some points on the board. Akil Glass finding Abdul Fatih Ibrahim in the middle of the field, and he stretches that thing across the goal line. 7-0 Bama Bulldogs. Now the South Carolina State fans were giving Glass all type of smoke about those picks, but Akil just told him that touchdown right there gotta be my fault too, huh? The Bama Bulldogs drive and looking to put some more points on the board, but mama, there go that man again. Jacoby Durant got a hat trick with the picks no hockey stick. Another INT for number 14, and that's 3 picks in 1/2. Go ahead and show off, young fella. But South Carolina State was having trouble moving the rock like Franklin in season 1 of Snowfall. So was Alabama A&M back on offense. Then it's Gary Crawl. He rushes for 17 yards. The late hit penalty backs him up, but Keel Glass say that ain't no thing. He finds Brian Jenkins Jr. in the flat. The cutback makes a man miss, and it's all speed straight to the end zone where he slides on him for the celebration. But wait, come on back. The penalty takes the points off the board. But like I said, that ain't no thing to the Bama Bulldogs. Akil Glass say, if my bro can't cash in, how about I give you some change? More specifically, a dime. Akil Glass tossing a perfect ball to Odieu Hilaire. He gets the cinematic one-handed grab, and I hate to be the one to have to tell you this, but you just got mossed, fam. 14-0, Alabama A&M up at the half. Now at the break, I caught up with current Indianapolis Colt and OG HBCU Game Day Defensive Player of the Year Darius Leonard to get the facts on what his dogs needed to do to come back in the second half.
Me, man, I think, man, we got to get something going offensively. You see, the first half, the defense had four takeaways, so we got to find a way to get points off turnover, man. If we want to be a good team, got to find a way to get some points, man. That's it.
Hey, y'all heard him. Maniacs say the Bulldogs need to put some points on the board, but it was the Bama Bulldogs getting to the money early in the third quarter. Akil Glass finding Odieu Hilaire again, and this time he jogs it in for the 65-yard score, and Alabama A&M is up 21-0. Now, South Carolina State is getting housed, but they were finding some rhythm on offense. Tyrese Nix picks up 11 on the jet sweep. Then it's Kendra Flowers with a big gain off the screen pass. But that turnover bug will bite you in your hind parts at the worst possible time. The miscommunication on the zone read, and it's another fumble recovery by Alabama A&M. Then, it's another dime from Akil Glass to Abdul Fatih Ibrahim for 17 yards. Then he tells Brian Jenkins Jr., go ahead, slide on him for real this time, fam. A 20-yard touchdown pass, and you ain't sliding like Juice Jenkins. Shout out to bro, because it's guys like this that make my job so much fun. He got some love for his QB. Kisses to the fans. You can go ahead and drop the curtain. The show has concluded, but not without an extra spicy parting shot for the rival conference. And it's 28-0, Alabama A&M late in the third quarter. Now, South Carolina State did manage to get a little bit of their face back with the 23-yard Alex James touchdown run. But Alabama A&M wins the pull-up MEAC SWAC Challenge 31-7. Akil Glass goes 15 for 33, 277 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks to Jacoby Durant. The Bama Bulldogs made sure to find HBCU Game Day and let everybody know what it is with them dogs from Huntsville.
Them boys can't mess with us. I promise you they can't. The MEAC is done. The MEAC is over with. Over with. Welcome to the SWAC, sir. Alabama A&M. Welcome to the SWAC. The Pup, we the Bulldogs. It's our state. It's the Pup. Welcome to the SWAC. Oh, God. Welcome to the SWAC. Put me on your YouTube. Oh, God. Welcome to the SWAC. In our Instagram time. Number 1 for 19. We wasn't bothering them boys. Number 1 not even playing no more. We didn't play since the second quarter. They cannot keep ducking us. You gotta come see us.
I've been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What? The breeze from the past will assist your irregular.
Okay, welcome back to the Fast Break. We saw the highlights. It was a big win for Alabama A&M, the MEAC SWAC Challenge, Classic, Celebration Bowl, precursor, whatever you want to call it. But that's just one of 2 games that are played. There is the food game. There is the fashion game. There's the ambiance effect. Wally, what did you see, man? I know you always make a beeline for a plate, but okay, COVID rules, so maybe you don't get all up in the barbecue. But there was still a lot to see outside of things that happened between the lines there in Orangeburg.
Man, and you know, I got here early and was ready to risk it for a plate, but I saw no tailgate action, so I just came on in. But man, the vibes for 5,000 out of 22,000, the vibes were still pretty up, especially the whole first half when it was still a close game. You talk about people being dressed. I caught up with Darius Leonard on the sideline at halftime, and he was Gucci down head to toe. He had his necklaces on. It was light for what we probably know his bank account can do, but it was good seeing him out here. I actually saw Cleveland Browns rookie Alex Taylor. So man, you know, it just felt like HBCU football. You know, it's been since 2019. It was the Celebration Bowl 2019 since I've personally been at a football game, and it was just good to see, catching up with old players on the sidelines, seeing the band, even though it was kind of a scaled down Marching 101, they still did their thing, and you know, they're a jazzy, fun band. You know, I love their old school hits, and man, it was just a good time. Most of the energy came from the Alabama A&M bench. Even in the first half when it was a tight game, they were woofing back and forth with the fans. South Carolina State's fans are real close to that visitors bench. And then once the game kind of got out of hand, man, they just did what players love to do with HBCU game day cameras, and they gave it all to us. Steve had a great clip for Twitter, and I got a whole bunch of smoke on my camera as well, man. So it was fun to catch up with Darius Leonard and see the smoke that Alabama A&M had after the game as well.
Been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble.
Grambling just fumbled on the one. First and goal, they lost to Jackson 33-28.
Whoa. They just fumbled. Grambling just gave Jackson the game. They fumbled on the one.
Good work, baby.
That's why you got to do your job, man. You got to hold on to the ball. You got to block whatever it is. Celebrate till you get in the end zone.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Our Stephen J. Gaither is joining us now. He had a chance to catch the Alabama A&M South Carolina State game in Orangeburg as well. We've talked about that. Now, Stephen can be two places at one time. He could be physically in South Carolina, but like he somehow transports himself to Jackson, Mississippi, Grambling, Louisiana through Twitter. Steve, you were doing multiple things at the game. Grambling fumbles at the 1 yard line a few plays after Jackson State had fumbled at the 1 yard line. It was a back and forth, turned out to be a great game. Jackson State gets the win. This is going to do nothing but explode all the attention around Jackson State, right?
No doubt. I mean, you know, the thing about it is Jackson State at this point, is must-watch TV. And, the first game, I mean, they had everybody watching when they were playing Edward Waters. And then, of course, they were supposed to beat Edward Waters, so nobody was really impressed. And everyone who doesn't like Jackson State and Deion Sanders and the publicity that they're getting has been, well, wait till they play Southern, wait till they play Grambling. They played Grambling on Saturday, jumped out to that early lead and saw it kind of wither away and almost shot themselves in the foot, but they came out with a big win, and they haven't beaten Grambling in Grambling or anywhere since 2012, and Grambling hasn't lost a home game since 2015. So I mean, this is a really big win and a feather in the cap for Coach Prime, Coach Sanders, and Jackson State as they move forward.
We were resilient, man. We really were. The guys didn't give up. They didn't hang their heads down whatsoever. The coaches were coaching their butts off on both sides of the balls, including special teams, and we showed resilience. We pretty much embody what our city is going through right now with the water crisis and what's going on here. And we try to emulate that because they've been resilient and not complaining whatsoever. Just handling business. It was watching the game and watching the replays of it, our officials do a great job, but it was a couple questions in that game. I'm pretty sure if you watch the game, it was a couple questions in that game, but everything worked out properly, man. We're excited. We're gonna go to another level. We're trying to be the best we can be. Forget who's on the field against us. If we can be the best that we can be, if we can improve day to day on the little things, pretty much I think we're gonna be all right. I'm looking at 6 penalties, 38 yards. That's not bad. That's pretty much rock and steady from week one. But just some of the little particular things that we improved, third down conversions, all that. We got to get those special teams and got to get the kicking game together immediately. But I'm elated, man. But you got to understand, we come from quite a few of our coaches come from the NFL, so we have a whole different expectation. We don't have a HBCU expectation. We have a whole different expectation because we want these kids to play on Sunday. And I saw some kids, not only on our side of the field, but on the opposing side from Grambling that can play on Sundays. The maturation of Jalen is tremendous. That goes to Jalen. I just walked past a meeting room. He's in there with Coach Phillips, Coach Pollock right now, just understanding what we want, understanding what we see, and his development, being open to say, hey, man. One time I sat on the 40-yard line. I said, Jalen, I want you to take this ball and run to the end zone. I said, what do you think you run at 40? He said, I'll run a 4.3, 4.4. I said, okay, anyway. I ain't got time for that nonsense, but anyway. But if you throw the ball down there, who do you think gonna get there quicker? He said a pass. I said, okay. Now you know what we're trying to do.
I've been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What? The breeze from the past will assist your irregular.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Before we get out of here, let's go back and reconnect with Wally Pitt in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Wally, you got a chance to catch up. You hinted it to us earlier. The former HBCU Game Day Protect Your Skull Player of the Year, Darius Leonard. What was he talking about there on the sidelines? Now with the Colts, the big man in the NFL.
Yeah, man, it was good to see him again. I don't think I've seen Darius Leonard since I gave him that trophy in like 2018. But it was good catching up with him. He had a whole squad with him. He called his guys his top flight security. So he was in good spirits. And I talked to him a little bit about his foundation. And, he and Tariq Cohen really are kind of waving the banner for this generation of HBCU greats. And, giving these guys their flowers in real time is something that I really like to do. So it was fun catching up with him. And, he's a fun dude. So we talked about his foundation and we had some laughs too. So always good catching up with the maniac on the sideline.
Oh man, it feels good to be back, man. Just seeing all the young guys that you played with, especially my senior year, and coming back and just seeing the people, seeing the teammates, seeing coaches and stuff. It's definitely fun to come back and watch you guys play, especially coming out from HBCU, and everybody down there is coming out, and we just coming out just showing that we can play with anybody, and we try to go out each and every week, just try to play hard and let them know that even though you come from HBCU, that you still can be a baller. The Maniac Foundation, we just launched it March 2nd. Definitely just trying to help families out in need. We're trying to step up for the 3 pillars to help families in need with food. Talk about kids back in their educational programs and trying to get kids more active. So we're just trying to touch families in all 3 phases there and just try to be a helping hand.
I've been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What? The breeze from the past will assist your irregular breeze.
Well, it feels amazing to see the guys come out in full pads. We've had 2 really good days of practice and helmets, but you play football with pads on, so we'll get to see what the guys really can do today. We're not putting in a lot of new things because it's more about seeing if they can retain the first 2 days, but with a lot more excitement, a lot more enthusiasm, and a lot more physicality. Well, the first thing is always about basic fundamentals. So with pads on, the very first thing we're going to do is talk about proper tackling techniques. Obviously in the new age of targeting rules, we have to make sure that we're tackling the proper ways, that we're protecting our players, that we're protecting the other team. So we're going to talk about fundamental tackling. Then after that, we'll get into some basic fundamentals like we always do. And at some point during practice, we'll liven it up a little bit. Well, it makes you feel good to know that everyone involved is committed to making FAMU football and FAMU athletics the brand that we know it can be. It starts with our president, Dr. Larry Robinson, and his commitment to bringing our athletic program up to match our academic department. And so bringing in VP Gaucher was a phenomenal move. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience. He's done some of these things before as an administrator, and he knows what it takes to build a championship caliber program from facilities and infrastructure and branding, and that's what we've been doing. So again, I'm very, very pleased with the progress that we've made. I'm excited about the direction that we're headed in, and this new exclusive deal with LeBron James and Nike, we can really position FAMU to be the premier school at the FCS level.
I've been in the gym getting my level up. Fenders getting gas, so I mash on the pedal. What? The backboard I crash, slam the rock to a pebble. What?